Hi there, I'm very excited today because we've planned a special little shoot with some special guests. You might remember these special guests. So a few years ago we did gingerbread houses, and today we're going to do some stained glass window cookies. I'm going to introduce you to my guests. I think you'll remember them, but you might not recognise them because they've grown a lot. Yeah, this is Bree's daughter Sienna, who's as tall as me. This is my granddaughter Macy, who's also very tall. And then we've got Scarlett, who's our cameraman's daughter. And Scarlett, I think you've grown a little bit, but you've had your hair cut, so you just look a lot older. You girls have grown so much. You ready for some Christmas baking? All right, so what we're going to do is make the dough. So we need 300 grams of plain flour. We're going to sift it in the Thermomix. And then a pinch of pink salt flakes, and I'm just going to grind them up a bit. And it's a Tanina pinch. Oh, baking powder. Whiz it up for 10 seconds on speed 10. That will aerate the flour, combine the salt with the flour. And then what we have to do with the dough, girls, is put it in the fridge for an hour. All right, so we'll put that into there. And we're just setting it aside to mill our sugar. This is a sugar cookie recipe. Have you heard of those before? So they cut really well. They keep their shape really well, which is why we have to refrigerate it. Okay, back in the cradle. And then we're going to put in the sugar, and they keep their shape. So that's really important for what we're doing today. Okay, that's good. That can come off. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, that's sugar. Breathe it in. Look at that. It's beautiful and fine. So now we're going to add in 170 grams of butter. So we've got our pepe here, and then we're going to mill that together. This butter is really cold, and cold butter will make a better cookie. 20 seconds, speed 6. And we're going to make it combined with the sugar and the butter together. And you hear it? It's good now. All right, have a look. So not bad, pretty combined, but we want it fluffier. A little bit fluffier, so let's go again, but let's go on speed 6 again. It needs to be soft enough for the butterfly to move around, because otherwise the butterfly just jumps off. Okay, so there we go. So that's as soft as you need it. So lucky that butter was quite cold. Crack an egg. You can do the filling for me. Scarlett. You put the egg in there, no shell. And you're allowed to lick the spoon. It's nice, isn't it? Okay, 10 seconds, speed 3. Oh yes, so it's very liquid now because of that egg, obviously. So I'm just going to this is very hard to lick, this thing, isn't it? Flour going in, flour and salt and baking powder. 10 seconds, speed 5. And you'll hear this actually. And then it'll come together and be a dough. And then all we're going to do with this is wrap it up and put it in the fridge to kind of harden up a bit. We might even put it in the freezer so we can get to it quicker. Do you want to taste the dough?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do you want to taste the dough? Isn't that the best part of baking? So gently pull it together with your hands, just so soft. See how soft that is? We only want excellent cookies. We're teaching you excellence, girls. Does that work for you? So we're going to wrap that up and put it in the fridge. Royal icing is like cement for cookies or for cookie houses or for anything like that. So we're just going to quickly make royal icing. It's got 2 ingredients only, and you have to keep it sort of wet, otherwise it dries literally like cement. So it's really good for icing and like making gingerbread houses or whatever. So I'm going to separate out the eggs. So we only want the egg whites. The egg yolk is fat. Okay, so that's the fat of the egg. So we mustn't get any egg yolk in there, in the white, because if we do, it wrecks your royal icing. Because we're going to go on 37 degrees for the egg whites too. So we'll put them in. So 2 minutes, and just to get the eggs aerated, and speed 3. I want some oohs and ahs. I know, that's just literally egg white and some heat. Yeah, this is icing sugar. So it's super fine. It's like the dust that we had coming out of the Thermomix. We're going to weigh in the full amount. We've taken the butterfly out. We only want 350 grams, and then from there we'll decide how much we put in. Okay, speed 4 for 1 minute. And we're just combining the sugar with the egg white, and then we're going to decide whether it needs more sugar after we whip it a bit. So that's good. See that?
Yeah. But I think it tastes like sugar.
Look, ready? Grab that one. Grab that one. Action.
It's like icing.
It is icing. Now, there's one last thing with the royal icing. You can't have it go hard. So if that sets solid in the bowl, which it could do, no, you can't rescue it. It's done. You have to throw it out. So the best way to keep it soft is to get a wet, like, feel how wet that is? It's very wet. I'm going to put that over the top and that will help it keep the moisture in it. So that's our icing ready to go. Let's get some cookies happening.
Yeah.